Alright guys, so here we are at the build. So for this build, we're going to be specing into the Stalker tree and the Hunter tree. So to run things down first, we're going to start off with 4 out of 5 in the self-repairing system. This will give us increased health and constant regen, which is always very good, especially for this type of build. We're definitely going to want to run this. We're going to run 5 out of 5 in the Furious Attack. It's a hunter skill. After shooting an enemy, flat gains a stack of Furious Attack, which is extra handling and gun damage. So we definitely want to run that. So definitely make sure to run, max this out. I threw one of the Eager to Impress. It's a kill skill to decrease action cooldown time. Then we have 3 out of 3 into all my BFFs for health regeneration and to help out the pet. Then obviously, since we're specing the Stalker tree, the golden rule I go by: if you spec into this tree, you always throw the 1 point lick in the wound so your pet can pick you up. Then we have Turntail and Run 3 out of 3 for constant regen and damage reduction. A very nice sustainability skill here in the Stalker tree of Flak. Then we have 3 out of 3 in the Fast and the Furious. While above half health, Flak's gun damage and movement speed are increased, and their pet gains increased damage. Our class mod gives us an extra 1, but I do spec 3 out of 3 into this just overall, so y'all know. Then we have Rage and Recover. We have 2 out of 5. Another kill skill. After killing an enemy, Flak and Flak's pet will regenerate health for a few seconds, so more sustainability here. If you want, you can change these up a little bit. However, I like to try and max out my regen and my stackings, so that's why I do have 5 out of 5 in the Furious Attack, and the Fast and the Furious are both maxed for increased gun damage, so that will be able to quite literally melt off the competition. And then I just like to have some extra regen here, 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 and here. Since the way I'm going to run this crit build is that we're going to be running until you are dead, so we have even more regen and movement speed once we get rid of fadeaway. And the way it's going to be working, our fadeaway is going to be basically up almost all the time. We're going to be able to constantly use it, so we're going to throw Unblinking Eye with that, basically increase Flak's critical hit damage, and it's pretty freaking amazing running these two. You could run Gorillas in the Mist if you want, however I'd like the regen of until you are dead, so that is why I'm running this one. So then our Stalker tree, our Hunter tree, we got 3 out of 5. We have extra 3 into Hunter's Eye from our class mod. So to run it off, we have 4 out of 5 in an Interplanetary Stalker, 3 out of 3 in the Leave No Trace, 3 out of 3 in a Head Count. Then we have 5 out of 5 on Hunter's Eye. However, my class mod gives us 3, so it's 8 out of 5, which is even better. Then we have 2 out of 3 in the Big Game, and 3 out of 3 into the Most Dangerous Game. You can totally flip-flop these if you want to put 3 into Big Game, and then 2 into this one. It just depends on your play style, depending on what you want overall. It doesn't really matter. I'm just throwing that out there. And then we are going to put 4 out of 5 in the Grim Harvest. Flat gains increased gun damage and action skill damage, and Flak's pet gains increased damage. So, and then we're going to run the 2 perks that round up the build nicely with a Galactic Shadow and then Megavore. Obviously, Flak deals increased critical hit damage, and then Megavore, Flak gains a chance to score a critical hit on any part of the enemies. So that basically wraps up for these the build in the trees here. Quick note, my class mod throws 1 in the pack tactics as well. So now to the equipment that we're going to be using here. So to start things off, I'm running a Heartbreaker here. Now if you want, a thing that I was debating is switching off between my Heartbreaker and this Itchy Devil's Foursome here. The Foursome is very, very powerful, especially the one I rock with the Anointment here. An action skill, and the next 2 mags will have 50% radiation damage. And then since we are going to be popping in and out of fadeaway really consistently, this makes for a great anointment. I was just kind of messing with some of the newer legendaries that I received earlier today while playing, so that's why the Foursome's not on here. However, if you have something like this, you can totally use that, as long as with like a Brainstormer with a good anointment. But moving on to what I'm actually using here, we're running the Heartbreaker. Action skill and critical damage is increased by 25% for a short time. Reason why I'm using the Heartbreaker is because on critical hits this gun will heal you, so once again more sustainability to keep you alive in things like the raid or any Mayhem 4 activity, maybe Slaughter Shaft. But I do like to run the Heartbreaker for sustainability, and this gun does do a nice amount of damage, especially with its anointment. It kind of complements itself with crits. This gun, this one is definitely the make or breaker for this build, for me at least. So I recently made a showcase on this video, the ion cannon, and this gun is absolutely atrociously good. So if you're looking at it, you can see that 19,000 damage times 2, and then I have 450% weapon damage buff, and then plus 337 splash radius. Then we also have the anointment of, on action skill N, weapon damage is increased by 100% for a short time. This basically allows us to do two things. So if you're down and you're struggling to find an enemy, this gun is great at getting second wins, as its massive damage output and one quick burst is very useful. And also for getting rid of bosses, this thing is amazing to pop in a fadeaway real quick, use your 3 shots, and then pop out. This gun will do absolute work. Especially with its anointment, and overall this gun is just very, very good. I can't really say how good this gun is until y'all use it yourselves. Just gotta say, this gun is so good. I can't stop saying good things about it. Coming down here, we have the Lucian's Call. I love using this specific one here on action skill N. The next 2 mags will have 50% additional bonus corrosive damage. This Lucian's Call is going to be the main damage dealer in the build, as first of all, we're gonna have Mega War equipped. So we're always going to be hitting lots of critical hits. We won't needing to reload hardly ever. So we're going to have 50% additional corrosive damage up at almost all times. And the gun is just going to melt enemies, especially groups of enemies. Any armored enemy is just going to get completely disintegrated by this Lucian's Call once you pop your action skill, your fadeaway. So that's why we're running this. And then another gun that I was messing with is the Iron Willed Lucky 7. I got this gun earlier. So the reason why I really wanted to use this gun is because it's very unique. I'm not going to get too in-depth with it because I am going to make a showcase on this gun later on. But I'll just give a quick demonstration of what I'm talking about real quick. So basically, you shoot it, whatever, you reload, and then sometimes basically it's gonna act differently on every time you reload it. To sum it up shortly, it adds for very nice efficiency. There's just one mag that we can get on it that's very useful, where you're basically automatically shooting out fadeaway crits without actually being in fadeaway, which is what I'm trying to show you real quick, if I can get it so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so look, see, boom, look at these. These are fadeaway crit bullets, right? And then we pop in our fadeaway, and then we just it does massive amounts of damage, and boom, our fadeaway is already back up. It's very nice, the constant ability you're going to be getting with when using this build. First, you're going to be getting your fadeaway a lot, and you're going to be getting your crits and your health regen and your movement speed up almost all the time. So that's mainly why we're using this Ironwood Lucky 7. It can provide nice quick bursts of damage at any given point. It can be a real lifesaver. Mine's not anointed, so I will be looking on a one for a better anointed one later on. However, just this plain one works wonders in this build. So coming to the equipment, it's very similar to some of my other flak builds. I'm running my red card. The main reason I'm running this red card here is because on action skill N, gain 50% bonus radiation damage with weapons for 10 seconds. That just gives even more damage to the weapons when we come out of our fadeaway or when we pop it. It's very, very helpful to just get extra damage. And then we're running the Merv Hex here. It kind of has the same purpose. However, the Hex is obviously a very good grenade. On action skill N, gain 50% bonus shock damage with weapons for 10 seconds. So once again, that's even more damage applied to all of our weapons whenever we come out of fadeaway. It's going to make the ion cannon an absolute juggernaut worth of damage. It's absolutely disgusting and atrociously good. So the artifact I'm using is nothing crazy. I could definitely probably spec into a better artifact, but I've just been kind of happy with what I've gotten here. So I could totally throw on my splatter gun, maybe even my hot drop auto idle if I really wanted to, for extra regen abilities. However, I'm running the elemental projector just because it gives me more magazine size. It gives me a good 90% damage boost when I do damage myself up. I don't really do damage myself that often. Just know that this artifact can definitely just be flipped to anything you more personally desire. However, the class mod that this class mod is very important. It's the StackBot. It's the new class mod added with the Handsome Jackpot DLC for Flak. Whenever Flak scores a critical hit, they gain increased weapon damage until they don't score a critical hit. This affects stacks. So why I was saying earlier why the Lucian's Call is so good, because you're going to be, first of all, you're not going to have to worry about reloading. You're going to have your 50% corrosive damage at all times, and the more you shoot, the more you hit your crits, which is going to be very often with that gun, you're going to be stacking insane with the stack bot here, especially when you do go into fadeaway. You'll be doing insane damage. Just wanted to point that out there, why the Lucian's Call is so very good for this build, combined with the stack bot. And then my stack bot gives 3 into Hunter's Eye, Pack Tactics, and Fast and the Furious. Yeah, that's where my stack bot specs into. Also, I want to say, I think I have quite a few other stack bots. Yeah, I have 3. I can totally spot one of you guys one of these if one of y'all want it. If you're on PlayStation 4, I can definitely mail you one. So just letting y'all know, if y'all don't have a stack bot, I could spot one of y'all one of mine. And then mine has additional 31% active skill cooldown rate, so you get your fadeaway even quicker. 45% Hyperion critical hit damage, which is very good, because where's the Heartbreaker very much benefits from that perk. And then 25% TDR weapon reload speed, which is kind of useless for the weapons I have here. So yeah, that is gonna just about wrap up the equipment side of things. You're gonna be applying yourself with lots of damage, lots of damage buffs, lots of additional elemental damage overall, and then you're be coming out of your fadeaway really fast. And this gun's amazing. You're gonna be able to regen very well. Your pet will be able to pick you up, and you'll just be able to sustain and do massive amounts of damage overall with this build, especially with the MVP, which is this thing right here. This gun is an absolute disaster for enemies, the Ion Cannon. I'm gonna definitely link this gun, or not this gun, this video I made on the Ion Cannon itself at the end of the video in the outro screen. So if you guys do want to go check out a full in-depth video on the Ion Cannon, it will be linked at the end of this video. So yeah guys, that is gonna just about do it. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to drop your load on that like button and subscribe if you are new. Also, while you're at it, go ahead and give that bell down there a little bit of a love tap for me. I greatly appreciate it. Also, join our Discord. Try Discord. It's a little community that me and my boy Hyphen are working on putting together. So if you want to be a part of that, link is at the top of the description. But yeah guys, my name's Kree. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, y'all.